Hi everyone, Amy here. Today is going to be another one of my novel updates because that's what I do. Do you see my boba? This is a green tea yogurt boba. Boba are these little tapioca balls. I think green tea is the best one. Anyway, let's get down to my novel. So my novel is called Oolong's Newsies. It is a LGBT molecular thriller. It takes place in Japan, so it deals with the Yakuza. My main character has to decide if he wants to tradition of the huge, nationalism that Japan kind of is, or love for this Korean guy that is part of the rival Korean mafia, and he has to choose between them and all kinds of craziness where he gets involved in crazy drama, not drama, thrills, crazy thrills, that's what it is. So I spent the last few days looking through it. I looked for some beta readers. Let's just go with beta readers. So I looked for some beta readers because, the previous ones were the last fixes, so I want them to read this fixes that I have. And at first I couldn't finding, I would message one, I wouldn't get a response, and then the next day I messaged another one, and I get a response, and then all of a sudden I have 3. So I have their story and they have mine. And this lovely, lovely lady, she finished my story in 3 days, and she wrote the most heavenly awesome comments. They were so helpful. But then I'm like, oh my, you're done with mine. I need to get finished with yours. So I spent one day just reading her novel because you don't want to be that beta reader that's taking forever when someone finishes your story in 3 days. You're like, ah. So I finished Torn 4s, and I got her tons of feedback, so I hope she likes it and is useful with it. I have the other 2 that I'm reading. I finished one, and the other one I'm kind of lame, and I'm like, I'm on page 37 and you're on page 30. I can wait to read yours for now. So maybe that's not the right approach to do it, but that's what I'm doing with it. So I wrote a bunch of comments, and I'm taking in my previous beta readers' comments. I have to really work on making it clear, my character motivation. At the beginning of the novel, my main character now is walking, and then he finds the Sang-hoon, who was in the Korean mafia, in a canal, and he saves him. My beta readers were like, why is he helping the guy out? Guy's injured in a canal. That's what you do when someone's injured. Maybe I'm more empathetic or something, but if you see someone injured, I hope you guys help them out. I really do. Do you guys not help people who look injured? Do you not call an ambulance or take them to the hospital? My husband has been around about how that's a very Asian thing to do, and it's also a very big trope in, Japanese gay romance novels. So, my addition to the trope was that he offered to take him to the hospital first instead of just taking him home right away, which is what they do in the trope. Anyway, that's the mini rant. So I'm working really hard with this draft on making sure my character motivation is very clear, and also I think sometimes to dive deeper into the character's mind. It is third person, limited, but there's 2 people who follow my main character now, and the other one, Sang-hoon, who's the Korean mafia guy, so you follow them both, and I really need to make sure I'm being very clear in their head. So what I did is I wrote comments, and then I put chapters. If there's a star beside it, that means it's really bad. If there's a minus, that means it's not so bad. So I have this big collection of stars between 27 and 32, it just gets horrible. And then from 44 to 49, it's also horrible. So what I'm doing is I'm fixing them in order. I have it basically for most of this month and next month. So I have, I section them off, that way I can edit them vaguely in order. So the first ones I'm editing are 1 through 5, and I have until the 19th to fix those. Then I skipped the next group of bad ones, which are 10 to 12, which are bad. So I have 2 days to fix those. So I go from the groups that are bad, and then the ones that don't have any minuses, I go back and fix those in order. I think immediately after NaNoWriMo, I did what I would skip. I ranked the chapters, and I would do them out of order. So I think that confused me, and I wouldn't do that again this next novel. So I would edit them in order first. I'm trying to cluster them in order to help me remember the tracks. So doing that, I found an editor, and I think she's awesome. She actually used to edit tea publications. And the main character in my story is a tea merchant, seller. He gives tea to people. He's searching for the best oolong tea, which is one of a side plot that gets brought up a bit. It's awesome. So I'm like, you like tea, you read tea books, you'll get the whole teaism thing that's going on in this novel. So I was really happy with that. So I'm really happy to have her. She's gonna take over my novel at the end of September. Remember, even if you're doing traditional publishing, you will want to get your novel edited before you send it out to agents. They're not gonna want to read something riddled with mistakes, which I know mine is, because I can't catch my mistakes. It's just a problem with me. What I also started doing is I got a journal. It says write. Isn't that awesome? It's like, you should be writing. But I did this because I wanted more accountability for when I write. So I started to implement this, which is the date and what I worked on and how I feel about what I wrote. And then I would rate it 1 through 5, and then what I'm working on tomorrow. I figured that these specific questions would motivate me to really look at the quality of writing I'm putting out, because this isn't a first draft. I don't really care about if it's down on paper. I really want to make sure that I'm editing for very solid quality writing, and this holds me accountable, especially the star rating. I mean, he wants to give himself a 1 star. I did a few times because I gave myself a 0.5 star on this day. I said chapter 48, the last chapter. I got distracted by atheist videos. I'm an atheist, in case you didn't know, so I was just watching a bunch of atheist videos on YouTube going, logic. So yeah, so I gave myself a 0.5 for that. Well, I think this is a good thing to hold me responsible, so I'm doing that and hopefully doing a good job with it. I also am excited because next week, and also terrified because in 9 days, the DFW Writers Conference is the big writer conference in Dallas. They have agents there. You pitch your book. I'm pitching my book to an agent, and you know, you have 10 minutes with them. And I remember the last time I did that, I was horrified because I feel like I didn't know my story, and it was hard to talk about it. But I think with the Right Stuff chats and then getting in front of you guys and every day going, I'm writing a story, it's called this is what it is about, has been really helpful. So thank you guys for that. So I already got the printout and I put little dots. I'll talk about writer conferences and all that crazy jazz in a different video, like what to bring and how to prepare and what to do. Oh, I got new business cards, like writer YouTube / business cards, fashion things. It's really helpful because, you know, when you go to a conference, you meet new people, like, hey, let's beta read, and you have to like, oh, what's your email, and you write it down and you forget. So I used Two Bird Photography, they're awesome, so I got them, and she beta read for me, so she was cool. I know her, she's a good friend of mine, but she's a professional photographer, so I got her to take photos of me, and I'm sure you guys seen all those new pictures of me looking amazing. Those are because of her. And then I hired another company that I forgot their name, but they're in Britain, and they like got it. I'm like, here is the thing I want this on it. Use this image of this awesome tea cup as inspiration, and it's awesome. So I have that done now, and it's amazing, and I love it very much. And now I'm just waiting for the business cards to come in. I used a really nice site called Elite Flyers. I got a free sample and I thought they were awesome. So now I'm just waiting for those to come in. I ordered like 250 of them and they came to like 20 bucks, 26 with shipping. And they were like 16 point stock last time. I used Office Max, and I think I probably paid about the same amount, but they're really cheap and flimsy looking. So I really wanted something that looked more professional and that I could use over time. They're two-sided, so the back, which right now has my picture, but in the future I can put my book there and be like, bam, info about me, and you flip it over and like, awesome book of awesomeness, oolong and oozlies, go buy it now, kind of thing. That's my novel update. I feel like I'm going over so much, I need a drink. I'm taking a few writing classes, which I think I might have kind of explained before. If not, I'm taking 2 writing classes over the summer. So that's it. I have a lot of editing to do. Like my editing Today I'm working on chapter 2, which is I'm making it perfect so I can mark it out on that back page and be like, grr, chapter 2, you're finished forever. Yo. And then I'm working on, because the 2 other beta readers I have are not, did not finish in 3 days, so they're still kind of catching up. I'm trying to fix that I wrote down in my notes and that the other beta reader suggested. I'm taking her suggestions and the suggestions for myself and kind of lightly editing them before I hand them off to the people. That way I can get, more feedbacks. They're kind of reading like version 2.5 in a way, or 3.5. I know a lot of you are doing camp right now. Is that going well? Is it going horrible? I would like to know that way I think about this in November when I do it. I'm already thinking of my next book, slightly. It deals with the same characters. It is going to be not like a sequel. I'm turning this into like a series. Each one could be read individually, and they might build on each other, but it's not like it's a requirement to read the first one. So you're not left with a cliffhanger. Those bug me when you like with horror movies or movies where they sequel bait. They're like, look, a sequel, and you're like, sequel, no. I want the story finished. I want a nice little bow package, and then you'd be like, oh, look, you made another one, awesome. So I don't like sequel baiting kind of books, or sometimes movies even. That ticks me off too. Anyway, I think I'm done. I need to get back to my writing. So if you haven't already, why don't you subscribe to my channel? I talk about writing, tea, and fashion. Awesome things. Everybody wears clothes and should drink tea and write. Writing's fun. So then, until next time, bye bye.